you would, Magnus ulti and then Centaur Stomp to follow up and double edge. It's so much damage. And then with the Empower 2 and Retaliate now, like legit, these two heroes can carry fights, even if the troll isn't at the fights or if the troll is disabled or if he's not that strong. Like Centaur and Mag can kind of carry the early game and then troll can carry the late game.
Yeah, no, I'm liking it so far. TFT, they clearly have a focus on this mid-game aggression. Okay, I feel like that's a solid pick to just try and make sure you don't lose a lane, right? And this does suggest now that this is a tiny support, I want to say, but at the same time, you have to remember Mars has been occasionally by certain squads played as a 4 as well.
True. I think Mars is probably a better hero, too, to pick in the early phase if you can flex it. Like, Tiny is really flexible. He can be mid. He can be support. He can be offlane. Mars as well. He can be all of those roles as well.
I mean, so Necro fits too as well, right? Like, you can play him mid or you can play him offlane.
True. I think Necro is very likely, though, to be against a Centaur, because if you, like, straight up lane the Necro is going to win. If you cut the creep wave against Necro, then Necro is going to free farm because he just heals off the creeps. So I think it's a really good Necro game. And then that frees up like your Grimstroke and your Tiny to run around the map and kill people. Like they can pressure the troll really hard. It's such a good Necro game, actually. There's like 3 very tanky heroes and then a troll who does exclusively physical damage, and Necrophos has the Ghost Shroud. So it's a nice game to be Necro, although this hero's kind of dog, but in a good game, it's still relatively strong.
Okay, so Lifestealer was the far ban by the side of 682, so they're really concerned about, I guess you could say, the unkillable factor, right? Like, they have a lot of bulky heroes on 682 right now, so this makes sense.
I'm surprised with the Lifestealer ban. I'd really assume that this is a Necro safe lane, just considering that you know that it's going to be a Centaur, because Centaur doesn't really want to play in the safe lane because he wants to cut creeps, like worst case scenario. You can't do that in the safe lane. So you usually want to just run Centaur straight up in the off lane. And that means Necro's lane is secured, almost guaranteed.
Apologies to those who got confused by the schedule. There's like graphic hit. Anti-Mage versus Bald will be occurring after this one. So TFT 682 and then Anti-Mage Bald on this channel.
I'm excited to see Bald.
Well, every time I see Purin, there's a smile on my face. So I can relate to that area as well. Just bald people, you enjoy their company. Because they remind you that you are much further away from not having hair than they are.
Right. It reminds you of like a certain age, you will become decrepit eventually and, keel over.
Jeez.
It's like mortality.
Jeez.
I totally forgot about this, actually. They have the Grimstroke Necrophos combo. Okay, so it is a Necro mid.
Oh, and the Wraith Fire Blast as well. Well, there's an undead theme towards the end here from TFT. Actually, you think about this more. You think about this final pick and the way this kind of pans out. 682 have been kind of pressured into this. Do we go for like a nuker to deal with the Necrophos, like Pugna, Zeus, for example? And if we do that, are we not leaving ourselves now vulnerable to the Wraith King pick?
Yeah, true. Zeus is decent, though, because it does cancel the blink of the Wraith King, but I don't know. Zeus
and against Mars, actually.
Dog hero. Yeah, it's not bad. Well, Mars can get on this. Zeus is kind of like a bad hero. Let's see. Death Prophet's still available. Does pretty decently against Necrophos in lane. Was OD banned? Yeah, OD's banned. That hero's always second phase banned.
Yeah.
Leshrac is still in the pool. I think Leshrac is really good against Necro. There's a lot of burst on the final tribe, though, for a Leshrac, and that hero's relatively squishy.
And the silence.
I'm not sure how Quap does in that matchup anymore.
Okay, wow. Okay, that's something that didn't really cross our thoughts. Tinker.
Okay.
Tinker, we rarely see him these days.
I mean, there's nothing for him. There's nothing
like
that you
Tiny
can do
maybe, but that's it.
It's Tiny until he gets Blink on Tinker. Then it's kind of nobody. Like, there's no scouting and trees for him, unless you want to count the Mars ulti, which I suppose is okay, but I don't know. You have to Mars ulti and then Spear, and Tinker can easily just Blink that. Like, there's very little to deal with the Tinker. I've heard from quite a few people that they think that this hero is underrated right now, and that it's pretty decent.
Didn't he recently get some buffs to, I think, March of the Machines was the primary focus?
He got he got a mana buff to March of the Machines at level 1, which it doesn't really matter that much because people don't use March level 1. But he got, I think, an int gain buff. He's a GPM talent now, as well as the spell lifesteal talent is a little bit better. The cast range talent is like 25 extra range, which is actually significant. It's definitely significant on Tinker. Like, range on Tinker, so important. Like, it means everything. It means your blink is farther. It means that your Your laser is farther, so you can actually use it in fights. It doesn't do anything to rockets, unfortunately. It means that your march, you can press it from farther away. Like, if you get cast range on Tinker, you can blink farther, and then you can march farther. So, like, you get double the effectiveness out of the cast range, because really it's all about just casting your march from the biggest distance possible.
I mean, it's also the layers they have, actually. The more you think about this, like, TFT have to jump on the Tinker. They want to, like, preferably, you always want to be able to have a team that can jump on Tinker and kill them straight away, right? You're against a Magnus, a Centaur, and a Spirit Breaker. If you stack up hard, it backfires so quickly.
Oh, God, yeah. So I think TFT need to win this. They can definitely snowball this game with, like, superior laning. It takes a lot of time for the Radiant lineup to come online. Magnus doesn't do much in the early game. Tinker doesn't do much until he gets bots. Centaur even is kind of useless until he gets some levels. And then Troll, obviously. I mean, this hero does almost nothing until he gets items. So there is a really good timing for TFT if they just dumpster the lanes, which is definitely possible. I also think TFT is a better team, just individually.
Yeah.
They're direct invited. That's always like a consideration. But if you can just make space for the Tinker, if you put everything into the Tinker basket this game for 682, I do believe that it will probably go pretty well for them, just considering that there's no counters.
Jesus, those odds. I mean, you said they're direct invites, it shows. 1.1 odds is what you get for TFT, and it's 4 side of 682. As you said,
I want to see the warding situation in mid. I want to see if Chessie actually places a ward.
Yeah,
he does.
I mean, it can't be spotted, though. He was smoked up, so he shouldn't be seen at all.
Yeah. You could scout it, though. You could scout that. Oh, wait. No, you couldn't.
No, what? I was like,
you could
wrong side. What?
If it was on their side, they could scout it.
Yes. So Chessie, he got the right move in. And that smoke round allowed them to get in position on the bot lane with 3 heroes right now. This is a potent kill combo. Problem is, you can already see it. There's a point in skew from Magnus. Like, the way that you play this hero right now, as a support, you can easily just afford to go for that early skew point.
Too bad there's no high ground here to skewer somebody on. Although that doesn't really matter these days.
I mean, it's more about saving his own life, right? Like, just
He's
innocently
going
running
for the
in.
steal.
Oh, this could work.
Man.
Well, Spirit's here as well, so he can just charge the back. So even if you spear him, there it is. He actually charged it the other way to try and secure the room, but Tiny had already picked it up. Hanskin in a little bit of trouble here, but reinforcements coming in. Suddenly Spirit has to walk away. Zip Zap can't commit to this any further. Skew across, and Tur finds 2, but now he's in a little bit of a mess himself. They have got the toss to work with. They could go for some cute plays. They decide against it, though.
They have spear as well.
Oh, I forgot. It's educational time. Do you know how to say the Mars name? Ignore that charge.
Xeeb.
Xeeb? Not quite.
Yeah.
It's Xiba.
Xiba.
Xiba. Yeah, I've been like being an EU speciality that I am. I've gone a long way to learn Swedish names these days. For example, I used to call Jonas Johannesson fan. Now I call him Jonas fan.
It's too much, man.
Jeeb just giving a preview of what Spirit's got in store for himself as the game goes on. So it's actually
He's 2 for 2 with spears.
Well, yeah, it's an interesting start. I think it's a bit too early to have an impact though, Jenkins.
Yeah. I mean, let me tell you, man, this hero's like deceivingly hard.
Oh yeah. Like, actually, he's bugged as well. I don't know if you've seen this. There's a lot of interactions where you don't, like, impale people in trees. It's very, very tight, the angles.
Yeah. Especially when it comes to, like, pushing people up high grounds and things like that. Oh, he's skewering the tower.
Nice. They slowed him as well. Charge coming in. Deep. It's first blood. Zip Zap gets it. Well, off to a good start. Pummeling the Mars into the dirt is definitely a good way to go.
That is basically the only way that Magnus can contribute as a support. Is if it's like Pudge as a 5. You have to hook somebody into tower. You do nothing in the lane.
But afterwards, unlike a Pudge, you do a lot with the power. Charge in.
True.
Askin. Remember, this hero has no armor. A lot of health, but not much left. Skewer. And Toha kind of helping him, actually. Gets impaled against the tree. Spirit has got the charge coming to cool down. The slow's going to be the Hanskin. Uh-oh. Spirit charges in. Might be giving his life for this, though. Siba is moving across, but there's the Salve. He'll run away. He doesn't have the mana to TP out, though. Siba, he's committed for this kill. Decides it's not worth it, though. He says, okay, Hanskin, you take it.
He's wasting a lot of their time with this. That forces a Tiny to TP Shrine, and he's just chilling behind his own tower now.
I mean, he's gonna get the manage to TP at this rate. Like, this is, remember, this is a level 1 Tiny that took toss. It's not like he can snipe out and stop your TPs easily.
Yep.
It gives up.
For courier, he's not gonna get it.
No yeah, you're pretty slow. Look at it just edging away. Like, nope, that's not happening. Not today.
He tried. So TFT, they trade 2 kills bot lane, but they do get an entire creep wave under tower against a tri lane, which is not that bad. It could be worse.
Hans, can you madman? Oh, nope. Siva wasn't ready for it. They couldn't get the spear out. Oh, no. This pub classic not working so far for them. 682, they're the ones who have been striking so far. 2-0 the score. And sitting right at the top at the moment is Zipzap. Because of that, there's other kills he's involved in. He's almost got 2k net worth already. Although after
Frost and Chessie are farming really well, though.
Yeah.
In these other lanes. But Centaur's just cutting. Like, there's not much you can do against this.
I guess the concern is that, you know, you get this early gold on Troll. You mentioned it yourself. Like, he needs items. What does he do? It's really the Tinker that you want to stick all the eggs in the basket of. So far, it's not looking good. It's 12-3 to the 24 of Chessie.
But he is maxing March. Like, he didn't go... Sometimes people go 2-2-0 and then go for points in March at level 6. Like, he's just committing, like, straight for farming, which I think is the correct play. Like, you just want to get farmed in this game. You don't need to pressure, man. Like, there's no counters to you. You just go late, you win the game.
Waiting for Grimstroke ultimate combo at 20 minutes in and him dying and being dead for a century.
Yeah, that's going to be unfortunate. On the top lane, Frost dragged the creep wave from his tower to the Centaur. Centaur is not like Axe. Like, you can actually contest a Centaur if you move the creep wave to the Centaur. One of the biggest mistakes I see in pubs is that people won't drag the creep wave to the Centaur, and Centaur will just free farm. When it doesn't have to be like that. Like, you can make it harder for him. He'll still get farm, because he'll push the lane out by doing that, but he won't get anywhere near as much. He won't free farm.
Oh boy, Zipzap's dead. They find him, and Spirit needs to be careful himself, because they have got the spear coming off cooldown. They decide it's not worth the time.
And that's on the bounty rune spawn, too.
Perfectly timed. And Toha has shown up in the mid lane. He's just trying to make Chessie's life a living hell. So apparently they feel like Wish does need an easier lane. Not sure Chessie cares too much at this stage, though. Said Frost doing really well. Just manipulating the lane, making sure that Centaur doesn't have an easy time. As you said, it is that type of hero that should be able to farm fine. Although he could die as well, because he doesn't have level 6. He can throw out the Stomp, and the Inkswell pops afterwards. One crit would do it. But so far, Frost's RNG is just not there.
Not lucky. You could see he was going for it, though. Like, he knew that if he gets a crit...
It's like, one will do it, and then you're dead. And I mean, Eric could have then even sniped afterwards with the Stroke of Fate, but... Luckily for Centaur, no RNG.
This is one of those games where if you're Toby, you kind of wish that you cut at the tier 3 instead, because then the the Wraith King can't just come over and contest you like that.
Well, I hope you're happy now. Now we're getting DMCA by Blizzard.
Well, I mean, let's be real. They're probably DMCAing for illegitimate reasons anyway.
Oof. And a big oof in the bot lane. Sieb was left alone. Because Tiny... Hanskin has spent a lot of time mid, actually. He's been looking for this kill so much because they have 6 on Chessie. It's something very different to have. Luckily,
maybe after the game.
Alright, I don't know how you pie after a qualifier, but alright.
Your MMR's not high enough to do that kind of party with me.
This elitism right here. That's discrimination, Jenkins, right? I'm outraged. Skewer.
Ooh, Chessie?
Are you really trying for this? Look at him. Look at, he's got the scythe. Gets it out. He's dead. Tiny. Needs to get out of here. Taking a lot of damage, but so is Spirit. He's getting pretty low. Stampede used to get them away. Chessie doesn't have a point in the Ghost Route because you're laying against the Tinker. You'd have to be a suicidal madman to do that. But he'll be fine.
He has healing so much from the Heartstopper.
It's insane. And that's just the casual 2 points in it so far. Like, this is going to be a quick max out, right? Because there's no way you want to level Ghost Shroud against the Tinker in the first place.
I think you can go for a point, like a value point soon.
Maybe 9?
Just because... Yeah, probably something like 9. I like to go for points in like earlier points in Heartstopper because you don't really have the mana to spam out Death Pulse. He's holding it. Okay, so he does go for the Heartstopper. Nice, dude. Nice.
Get that region.
Chessie goes for this build as well. It's validating.
I love the Veil as well. Like, this has been something I've heard some offline especially talk about it being the new drums. Like the value when you look at the stats. I know you like to look at stats, Jenkins, of this item are insanely good, right?
Oh yeah. Super efficient. Gives you armor, gives you regen. Like it actually makes you pretty tanky to have a Veil. It's not like a pipe, but he can use the Veil to stand and march a little bit because of the regen that it gives him. He doesn't have to be so afraid of the Tinker, and he can take a couple rockets to the face, and it's fine because of that passive regen.
It also provides aggression, right? Like that's the other difference. Like you say pipe, but how often can you use a pipe aggressively, right?
Yeah. I guess you could use it to run through March or something, but
that's true.
I think Veil also, now that Heartstopper Aura is magical, makes a lot of sense as well. Amplify it to be essentially what it was. Like before, it did nothing for Heartstopper to get a Veil. But now, if you get a Veil, it does the exact same thing for your other spells, but it makes your Heartstopper what it wants to be.
Arena's there. Oz has found the initiation. Troll Warlord down to half HP. He has the battle trance to work with. It's party time. He gets stunned up by the Inkswell. Stampede chasing through. Handskin the target. Going to get him low. Toss across. Zip Zap. Won't die, though. He lifesteals just enough and had a big fat wand. It'll finally pop.
Love the defensive rotation from Toby here.
Yep. And he makes more work. But no, Magnus is gone. Chessie said, I want to use my Cyphers off cooldown. That's the best target, right? Because you desperately want Magnus to be getting these early levels so that you can speed up Troll's farm.
Although, to be fair, he did only get 159 gold for Tiny.
That's true.
For killing the Magnus. That's pretty bad.
I mean, they didn't get much more for killing Hanskin Eve. 174. Like
they did it. Early kills are just awful, man, in terms of gold. Like, this is...
I've heard people complain about it. It's like, because a lot of players at the moment apparently feel the way, like, if you lose the lanes, it just doesn't matter. Right? It's like the mid game is just decisive. So you can actually afford to lose the lanes, just farm back in the jungle, and still bounce back. Which people are like, I like that. That's like a comeback. But if you're losing all 3 lanes, which I'm not saying they are in this game, imagine a game you're losing all 3 lanes, and you just go, I'm going to farm the jungle, and suddenly you're back in the game. It's kind of insane. Because kills are not valuable.
I think it's kind of cool that rotations matter so much. Like, this rotation bought by Toby was really nice, but it's met by this rotation by Chessie, too. Like, I think this leads to interesting Dota when you have heroes just, like, showing up in lanes. I'm definitely a fan of that. I mean, I'm not a fan of the idea of losing a lane and then
doing nothing,
and then winning the game by doing nothing.
I think like people's problem is the whole idea that like the comeback mechanic feels quite strong if you lose your lane right now, because it just resets your game. But that's what comeback mechanic's meant to do. And then Toha, Roshan hits hard. He's a boy without a stout shield, and it works in his favor that time. Could you imagine if he died to the Heartstopper Aura there? How bad would you feel?
That would feel pretty bad. He's got 2 salves. No boots, 2 salves. What is going on with this man's build?
He's a walking healing ward, my friend.
He is. He's a healing ward and an empower. I mean,
if you can't afford the Vlads, you gotta provide somewhere else.
Where's SP charging?
Tiba,
charging Mars.
Not the best target though. Tiba does have that bottle now, so he always has enough to respond. Spear's on cooldown though. He'll realize it's too far back. There's nothing we can do. This is the problem, right, with the Magnus. This is the support. He TP's down, and you mentioned, what do you really do in lane? Because it's not like a Grimstroke, for example, where he can maybe make a kill happen. He needs that tower. It's the only way it ever occurs.
Yep, you empower Troll. That's what you do. That's your entire... Oh, he salved him!
Ooh!
He also salved him.
Does it feel like one of those games where, like, you bring a new friend into Dota, and you're like, pick Ogre Magi or pick Magnus and just buff me all game?
Follow me around and buff me. Yeah, it's one of those games. I mean, that's a mag support in general, though. Like, what do you expect a mag support to do? There's not much that he does. Like, this hero doesn't generally do anything unless he's got, like, 12 levels or a Blink Dagger, and you're not going to get either of those things as a 5, so you're just an Empower, which is fine. A lot of 5s do less than that.
Feels like you...
The Chen, the recall.
That's true. But I was going to say, it actually feels like the type of hero that only really suits these teams that play the double 3.5 role, right? Because it is a hero that needs some farm himself. He wants to get towards a Blink Dagger at a decent time. Otherwise, he really doesn't do anything. Stampede, just to get away, but it's a mistake being made because Wraith King was there. The stun out. Mistakes actually made by TFT. No! Frost couldn't get the double crit. Just one. This man has not been finding the RNG luck so far. He has been finding the gold. 6.7k net worth at the 12-minute mark.
It's huge. He's semi close to the Radiant. He's about halfway there. Chessie heads up to the top lane. Try to take as many tier 1s as possible before Tinker gets bots. He's actually got 300 gold until bots. His farm's not that bad. Let's see, what's his net worth looking like? Yeah, it's not bad, just considering that he's obviously getting pressured, considering he's a Tinker. And Chessie had a really good lane against him, but good on Chessie for recognizing that even though the Tinker kind of got screwed in lane a little bit, he's still a Tinker. You still need to get the tier 1s as early as possible, because as soon as he gets bots, those things are 10 times harder to take.
Absolutely. So TFT just ramping up that pressure, and Wraith King definitely the type of hero that provides that. Inkswell chasing in on Toby, toss back into stuns. Hello, and soon to be goodbye. There's the scythe smashing down into his face. 50 seconds on the sideline for what is already an oppressed center.
Spearbreaker just got level 6.
But what do you really do with it? I mean, even if you catch Seep here, I don't know if you can go in on him.
Yeah,
with a
5k gold deficit, there's not that much you can do. Wish does have the bots, but he wasn't set up for the tier 2, so TFT gets that for relatively free, but I don't think this tier 2 matters that much.
It's just extra gold influx. TFT are building a lead. And this is where you have, like, if you're on the side of 682, you have to cauterize the wound very soon. Never strike? I don't think so. You mentioned it. You mentioned how easily Mars screws over Spirit Breakers, and we're seeing it in this game.
Yeah, he's a buzzkill hero to Spirit Breaker for sure.
Which is
I presume that's like a big reason why they picked it. They insta-picked it.
Yeah, they didn't hesitate. And then this is the problem with Spirit Breaker. It's not really a hero that feels great from behind. Like, the change to the bulldoze helped a bit, but we've seen it, right? It's always been the classic. If you're playing this as support and you're behind, and you, like, what do? You just charge in and you die within like 5 seconds. Someone's dying top. Stampede used. Throw all or trapped in. He already used the battle trance. Siva fine up against him. Needs to push him into the wall, but he can't. No. He gives him the lifesteal to stay alive. The charge through into Aaron next as well. Runes are up for 30 seconds, and looks like the side of 682 are going to grab some extra gold alongside them.
Huh.
Interesting play. I mean,
okay,
it pays off. It's great, though, right?
I actually kind of get the salves on Magnus. He just salved the troll again. It's like troll gets really low, right? And then pops his ulti, and then the enemy team kind of focuses him, and he's sitting at like 20% HP. It's so you can salve and empower the troll after a fight, and he can keep farming.
That's true.
Like, I actually think that's what he's doing.
But look at his net worth as a result of this.
Sure, but
Jesus.
He actually sent out another salve and just did it again to the troll. Like, I can't believe it. It's part of the strat. It's the troll mag. He's just
to the extreme.
Hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's hard committing to this to supporting the troll. This guy feels like he could be an IO right now. You know.
You know, it makes more sense than those people that buy like 5 salves who could have bought tranquils in this situation. He realizes he's the tranquils for troll.
He still doesn't have boots. He sent out 2 sentry wards instead of boots.
Like, honestly, the Spirit Breaker, I mean, he almost has his own, but at this stage, I would accept the Spirit Breaker having Zilch and the Magnus getting something, because this is painful to look at. Judge?
Yeah, you definitely wanted him. Oh my god.
Never started, like, yeah, please don't follow through that script.
Everything that Mars does interrupts the Spirit Breaker ultimate.
Yeah.
Or Spirit Breaker charge. Like, everything.
I mean, everything Mars does screws over most of the side of the 682, right? Like,
it's true.
Troll, if he doesn't have the lockdown alongside him to control you in the middle of your ult, and he battle trances, you just run behind your wall and watch him hit himself.
Or you just turn. That also works. Face him. When Tinker gets blink, Mars is not excellent against Tinker, though.
Chase on a Toby. There's the arena. They use the stampede, but he's already up against the wall, pinned in place. Tossed up on the spot to keep him there even longer. Stomp's going to come out, but guess what? Frost is here, baby, and he's ready to party. There's the Fire Blast coming out. Hanskin has got the Avalanche. 1 hit from Frost will do it and get himself the kill. And while that's happening on the other side, they strike. They find Chessie. Big kill for them there. Spirit Breaker is finally able to do something.
Yeah, Tinker has blink now. He's pretty swole, actually. Like, he has a laser maxed out soon. Heat-seeking missile maxed out. Blink dagger. He's gonna have the cast range talent soon. Sky is coming online.
And you said, that's where they have to invest. That's where they have to prioritize. And it's not too bad for them on Zip Zap either. Almost 9k net worth. Although this is a big power spike for TFT. They did just pick up the Radiance on the Wraith King.
It's pretty huge, but I am concerned for TFT that there's really no way to get on the Tinker for them. They don't have the Tiny Blink just yet. They do have the Mars Blink, but Tinker has Blink as well. In fact, he might even go for the cast range talent over Laser. Oh, he does. Okay. Because that way he can...
You don't want to be near them. You have to stay out of the burn range.
Yeah, it's very important.
I think the other problem with this kind of burn build is you can do something else in Necrophos, which is this Guardian Greaves build, but you usually want something like the Radiance, right? You just want to get super aggressive. They're getting aggressive with Frost right now. He made a mistake. Wrong area in the neighborhood. He does not have the mana. And, well, the reinforcements are coming. He could have wandered maybe, but he got stunned before he could actually finish it off. And now Wish chasing forward. Has to throw down the arena just to retreat. It's still a level 1 arena, so that's a long time on cooldown. Toby stabbing from behind. Slide's going to go down on the Spirit Breaker, though. Not the most desirable of targets. Hero's going to chop. There's Soulbind linking 2 together. Toby getting pretty low. Spear to push him further away. I'll activate the Shrine, but look at this. 682 is still pushing in. And look, Wish, he's ready to go again. You Blink aggressively, decides against it, even with the Siphon cooldown. And Toa, he'll skewer out to safety.
That is an unfortunate time to die on... Oh, this is a dead Magnus.
Yeah,
he does not have boots.
Going to the glue factory. See you later, buddy.
I'm pretty sure you just die in Magnus there. Like, even if they have no spells, they just follow you and right-click you with faster movement speed.
This is true. It's almost like boots are considered one of the best items in the game.
They're pretty legit.
But not for this guy. Oh, no. This guy knows better. You see, for good old Toha here, it's really important that he has more salves.
Actually, sentries.
Yeah, I think he stopped buying them now. I think he's doing what we've been seeing a bit more regularly recently, which is you just stockpile your wards and then go on a mass ward de-ward around your timings.
He bought Windlace.
I mean, that's the poor man's boots. I'm proud of him.
That's so he can walk to the Troll Warlord faster and give him Empower faster. And Clarity. So he just gave him a Clarity, too.
He's got everything covered.
He does? If he could get to the Blink, I think that's pretty important. I mean, they're doing pretty well. Like, they stopped TFT's timing, and they have a Tinker with very little to counter.
Like, this is probably
Troll is free farming too.
This is probably the closest you get to breastfeeding in Dota, right? Like, it's literally just sustaining him until he becomes a big boy.
Are you telling me you've never breastfed while playing Dota before?
Can't say I have. Have you?
Sir, what did you just reveal to me? I mean, yeah, dude.
I mean,
how do you think I gain MMR?
I've admired the milk to sustain your bones so you can click for hours. Amazing.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't have any wrist issues, you know?
I'm not gonna lie. I've checked out some really, really nice looking ones while I've been casting. Lizards, actually. Yeah, amazing packs, actually.
Yeah.
Man of steel.
He doesn't like when you try to go for it, though.
I mean, that's because you don't know him well enough.
Oh. Maybe I should get to know him better before I try to breastfeed.
How did we end up here? Get me out. Steve needs to get out. Oh, there's a scythe. Gets him. No, Troll's gone. 75 seconds on the sideline. Tinker a little bit late to the party, and the Guardian Greaves go. Toss forward. Charge forward. It's Chessie going in with the Ghost Shroud, chasing onto him. The Death Bolt. They're so tanky, but not for long. Not against the passive. There's a Necrophos. 3 dead, 4 dead. The only one alive is Toby. And that Stampede was used, and all it done is got him out. Beautifully done by TFT. It's amazing what a tier 1 mid does for you.
Feels bad, man. Troll had a BKB, 10 second. Didn't use it. That's just one of those situations where you play a little bit over aggressive, you under respect your opponent's damage, and they kill you before you... It's like what happened bot with Frost. He walks bot and just considers himself like this immortal god because he has reincarnation and radiance. It's like, oh, this is our huge timing. I'm going to go bot. And he just dies. Same thing just happened mid with Troll. Like carries in this game, the carries are throwing. Like both of the carries are like pushing their timing so hard that they're just kind of like over pushing their timings.
I mean, it's like the problem I see here is that TFT have the carry that can play more stupid and get away with it, right? Like you have a second life to work with, whereas if Troll gets caught out, you have to actually still be alive to hit your ultimate. Yeah, but you have to be alive for it. That's the problem.
For one of them, he doesn't have to press R. The other one, he does have to press R. Well, but they're both 150 mana immortality spells.
So technically what it is one has to press R, and the other one has to press whatever his wand is on.
Correct. It's like the key is different.
But soon enough,
it's hard to be a carry, isn't it? It's a rough life these days.
But soon enough, it gets easier because he's approaching that juicy level 20s talent on Wraith King. Then you don't even have to press any buttons.
He's so over-leveled. It's 22 minutes. This guy's almost 18.
He got a stupidly fast Midas. This Roche, though, this is not going fast enough. Eric is spotted out. The stroke fake connects on the zip zap, and suddenly that's a full retreat. Get the hell out of dodge. Toby was trying. Look at your center. He was not tanking that successfully.
This is not a hero that's great at taking Roche. Like, you'd think he is, because he's got the retaliate and he's tanky, but I swear to God, every time I walk into Roche Pit of Centaur and tank that thing, it takes you to half HP in a few hits. That Roche hits hard, man.
Especially with this build.
138 damage? Plus 138? You joking?
I mean, the other thing is he's gone for the magic resistance build, and of course, as we know, Roche does a little bit of magic, but mostly just smashes you in the face with his big physical DPS.
Yep.
The big clicks. The question is, yeah, TFT, are they going to do it? They are indeed. Frost says, all right, if they won't come finish what they started, we'll finish it for them. And it won't take him very long, not with this armlet. Good lord.
Look at the skeletons, man.
You know the game's going bad when the troll does Roche quicker than you. Toby trying to jump in, stomp just in time, another spear. Can he do enough here? The arena goes down. The snatched up Aegis chest, he does have it on him. Now the battle trance chasing in, looking on at Toby here. Gonna get him low enough, and now Wraith King whirled through. Goes down, the mana was burnt, he's dead. Has to fly back on the centaur to get back in his Necrophos. First life has been exposed and given over. Zip Zap in trouble, gonna be tossed back. Soulbind is there, slowing him down, cleaving him back. Avalanche does connect. Spirit him back into the pit. The RP only connected on the Necrophos, and no, and Toha. Now you've trapped Troll together. Stomping from Toby. Beautifully done. Gonna get them low here. Necrophos will stay alive, though. Ghost Shroud to protect him. Take a lot of damage from the March of the Machines. They need to retreat because Tinker is still able to get into the fight each time. Toby trying to go in. Avalanche to cover him, though. Side turnaround. He's gonna go down instead. He tried for the kill of Chessie. Now just the tip of the spear hit on Antoa as he skewers Chessie back. Chessie getting low. Might go down. They need to rearm and fire again. They will. The Ghost Shroud actually killing him off even easier. And Antoa, Jibe, isn't even finished off the kill. Arrow will instead. And on the back line, they finally find Zip Zap. So Tinker does stay alive, but he's not got any friends left. They're all dead. They're all gone. And one of them even died back.
I guess that's one solution to Tinker, is just kill his entire team and ignore the fact that he exists.
He's a pseudo Timbersaw.
You bury your head in the sand and just hope that he goes away, and he kind of does. I mean, 682 played that fight really well. I think the Centaur Stomp, as well as the Mag RP, they did everything that they could to prevent the Necrophos from scything Chessie, or from scything the Troll. And long enough that they could actually kill Chessie. But the rest of the team just died to the other heroes while that was happening. Troll was just off to the side there, dying on his own, while Tinker was blowing up Chessie.
There are going to be problems as this goes on, though. Your Tinker, I want to say if 682 can force 20 more minutes, maybe your Tinker just kind of forces this game back in your hands, right? But there's already a pipe now complete on Chessie. He could opt for a BKB next, at which stage, what does your Tinker do?
I guess he would try to get a Hex at that point, but the Hex build on Tinker feels so bad just because of the mana cost nerf. Especially
with so many targets. Oh, the spear! Skewer away by Antoa just in time. T-Bear blinked forward, so he needs to retreat fast because reinforcements are coming. They'll be hunting for him. He doesn't have TP for 15 seconds. They look the wrong way. And he should be fine. Zip Zap is not checking that tree. He's going to do it now. They just shouted it out. T-Bear needs to get out of here. He has got the spear. He needs to pin him to a tree and run. The arena thrown down to cover his escape. The Avalanche as well. Zip Zap won't get the kill to charge through. They actually used the Stampede here. Centaur? Oh, he got the last hit in the mid lane from the creep. So it was worth the Stampede.
Yeah, I'd definitely say the Stampede's worth 60 gold.
Whoa,
nice.
whoa. No one said it was a range creep.
No, he got two creeps. He got two creeps.
Okay, there you go. Look at you. You knew. See, you play offlane a lot. You knew what he was doing it for.
Oh yeah, I mean obviously it's such an obvious play. You know, you just Centaur ulti for the melee creeps mid.
I'm starting to get an insight into why you didn't quite make it to the qualifier, bud.
Because offlane is because the heroes I was playing are glitched, and the enemy team is picking overpowered champions.
How much Tide did you play?
A lot.
There was a pause there, and when you said it, it kind of sounded like you began to tear up. I'm sorry. I feel bad now.
I mean, I have the tissues for a reason.
Some people would argue what the reason is.
It's not for crime. It's for what I was expecting to do after winning the qualifiers.
Team exercises. That's good. Well, he should work out more. He should get more sword because 2k HP is not enough to stay alive against the Tinker. They are smoking.
She's getting a BKB too now. That's a high skill thing to do on Tinker. It's pretty annoying to have to micromanage a BKB in your inventory, honestly. Your backpack, it cools down slowly. It doesn't refresh, obviously, with your rearm. Like, only good Tinkers go BKB. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it feels really weird for muscle memory to have a BKB on this hero, but it's so good.
A moment of sadness for Tinker as he has to micromanage his inventory.
He can't just refresh an item.
Oh, the stomp misses. They jumped on the zip zap here. The Stampede Trump came with BKB. Sheep going in. The RP, beautifully done now. The Baltron chasing in on them. Tinker has arrived. They'll find one of the Necrophos, but Shiva with the 10-second BKB moving away. The Soulbind linking them together. The buyback's going to come up. Necrophos, he wants to get that double side, but he can't get out quick enough. The double disarm is dead. Frost just chasing in, looking on the troll wall, going to pin him against the tree. The stomp there from Toby to try and protect, but the bird is just whittling him down. The charge in, the cleave through. They'll be able to pop through him once. Reincarnate going to bring him back up. Zip Zap low on HP. They need to TP anyone out who they can, and Toby will escape, but Spirit and Zip Zap will be left for dead alongside Toby. Beautiful turnaround. Even though Chessie really didn't do much with that buyback, his team still kill free.
It's still a win condition to have Chessie buy back there. I mean, they come out ahead because they killed 3 heroes.
Yes.
But has Tinker died yet this game? He seems like a real problem. He's died once. All right, in the mid lane.
Yeah, that was really early. I think the way to look at that buyback, I think you're right. He had to do that because if he doesn't, there's not a threat, right? The threat of even one scythe is huge for 682, especially if they catch Tinker.
Yeah, that's kind of how they kill Tinker is with the scythe. It's like they clip him with something and he sits at 70% HP and they scythe and then they use another spell on him and they kill him. Like, other than that, they don't have really any way to catch him.
I mean, you can scythe into spear, basically. Yeah. So there are means to deal with Tinker, but they are not the easiest to execute.
No, especially without a Blink Dagger on Chessie. He's going for an Neon Disc as well.
Oh, pin onto Toby. He's gone. Melts so damn fast, and the scythe just in time. Just a cheeky little press of the R at the end, causes 80 seconds on the sideline for Centaur, and he doesn't have buyback because he bought back before they know it's on cooldown.
Can't push into Tinker though.
And of course, you know, you're being pushed elsewhere by the most typical choice of split pushing hero in the Spirit Breaker. Bulldoze. I mean, you can just bulldoze and run away. It's fine, as you just saw there. Although they did just give up 4 runes to the side of TFT, so that gold lead is building.
Yeah, that's a rough one. I would like to see Chessie build a Blink Dagger this game instead of a Neon Disc. He might change it. It might just be like one of those things where you have an idea for what you want to build, but you're not 100% sure because you just don't have the gold for like an item.
Yeah, it feels like Blink or even BKB would be really good here.
I'm not a huge fan of BKB on Necro just because you can't... It feels really awkward to... You can't Ghost Shroud while you're BKB'd, but...
That's true.
I mean, considering that...
The Tinker does a lot. I think the problem is, like, the Tinker does a lot, but I think my biggest problem with it is, like...
The troll does a lot, too, though.
Yes, and it's also that you have a pipe already, and it never feels good to have a pipe and a BKB.
Yeah, it's awkward. It's awkward. I mean, I could see it, though, still, just, like... Because you have to, but...
Like, I think you reach a stage
Tinker's
where
not a huge problem. I don't think the Tinker's a huge problem for Necro at this point.
That's true. We saw it in the last fight, right? Like, the last few fights. Just ignore Tinker. Let him have what he wants and take double what he gets.
Yeah, it was... It's Troll. It's Troll that was the issue in that fight. If they can do the same thing again and get Chessie, it's pretty good. But the thing is, that was a miracle RP from Antoa, and I don't foresee that happening again because he doesn't have a Blink Dagger. That's why I call it a miracle RP. Like he just was in position.
They just kind of came to him.
Yeah, that opportunity doesn't present itself a lot when you're a support Magnus. Like, you need a Blink Dagger to make those opportunities happen. And
things are going to get worse as time goes on because Heber is going towards that Heaven's Harbor next. And there is a BKB being queued up by Frost. Sick of being locked down here, and he's getting ever closer to that level 25, and we've seen what Wraithfire AoE Blast can do.
It's a ridiculous talent. Who in God's name would go 25% lifesteal?
Maybe the 5 melee lineup that's being countered hard and can never reach a hero? But it's okay because they built Skardis, so they can deal with ranged heroes now. That's like There'll be one game in 1,000 where you maybe consider going for a vampiric or a lifesteal and then regret it. Every time you do it, you regret it.
But you consider it 1 in 1,000.
But you do still regret it. Yeah.
Yeah. Necro goes for the magic resistance talent, and even though it scales pretty terribly, gives him like an extra 10% magic resist or something like that for what's supposed to be 20. It's still quite good.
Every little helps in this situation.
It really does.
Do you think
especially considering his regen?
Yeah, do you think he goes for the Death Pulse at level 25? Because he's kind of turning into more of kind of the healer of the team, right?
I can't help but think that the Heartstopper against 3 extremely tanky melee like strength heroes, and then a troll, it feels a little too good. But I do like the idea behind going the Death Pulse, just because if you can out-heal the Tinker March.
Exactly. It's literally your health versus his mana at that stage, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like it might tip the balance where you can actually run into him, but
actually I don't know. I don't think he would, just because he didn't take the Death Pulse heal. I think if he took the 15 Death Pulse heal, maybe a scythe jump in, Troll's gone. 110 seconds on the sideline, and Toa has to get out of here quick, or he'll disappear just as quickly as his Troll Warlord did. Troll does have buyback. Roche is going to be up in 55 seconds, though, which is much sooner than him actually returning to the battlefield. We stopped for a moment to discuss things, and what was that, 1.5 seconds, maybe 2? He just disappears.
I think so. I wasn't even sure who it was that they were going on. He just died instantly.
I mean, literally, the timing is what? The scythe animation. So it was like 1.5. It was definitely 2 seconds maximum for him to die there.
Oh, yeah.
Good lord.
He died in the toss and the scythe animation. He exploded.
And you can already see, TFT, like, they use that for the roast. They're waiting right now. They're like, it's got to be up soon. Even if it's the longest spawn, like, statistically, it's likely that this troll will be dead, and we will just get an easy Aegis on our side.
Right. And I mean, if they can force his buyback, like a late buyback, to defend Roche, it's very good. I mean, even if they stand in the pit right now and just cause the Radiant to scan the pit, and then the Radiant buys back because they think Roche is happening, like, they don't need to take this Roche. They just need to use this as a method of forcing the troll to buy back, and then they're cool with this. Although it looks like they are going to take the Roche. It's like Radiant doesn't want to buy back the troll. They have a Tinker. I think they're comfortable holding high ground.
I think the problem they run into is if they buy back, they know that their opponents were just in this area, this high ground area, so they know it's completely dewarded, and that they've got their own wards up, and even if you smoke, something's going to be seen.
It's true, yeah. And maybe you just think you can't take the fight anyway. You'd rather take the fight on your high ground where Tinker is just marching. I mean, I think they're going to lose, but I think that's what they're thinking.
Yeah, maybe if the Magnus had gold and wasn't the guy buying the salves and the wards, like he had a Blink Dagger, you can make a play. Because it just feels like Spirit having almost 10k net worth isn't really achieving anything.
Yeah. I mean, Spirit Vessel's... I mean, I guess Vlad's is something that's hard to see the impact of. Spirit Vessel's pretty decent against the Necrophos if he doesn't have Greaves up.
Yeah.
It's just
the problem, like, if you're in a big team fight and they're stacking hard and they're trying to kill your Tinker, like, a charge through's not bad, but would you not rather have a big fat RP?
It's not RP. Yeah. I definitely think this is a game where you have like 2 4.5s instead of like a hard 5 Magnus or a hard 5 Breaker. Like, I think you can go Phase and Urn and Spear Vessel on Breaker, but
you don't even feel like you've got great value out of the troll. Like, look at his net worth. He's fallen so far behind now.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
the Basher though. Like, they can get lucky in these fights. They can definitely get lucky. Like, if the troll gets a good ult off and they get a decent RP somehow without the blink, and he just bashes people, they have a chance here, especially with the Tinker holding high ground.
You just need your troll to somehow survive the initial bout of damage, because there's going to be 2 or 3 heroes on him that stage, and then Skewer and RP.
Here's the awkward thing about this Tinker BKB. He's not really going into fights at all.
No, he's kind of prodding.
Into fights, I kind of can't help but feel he'll die even with the BKB.
Yeah, he'll get scythed and the physical damage overwhelms. Oh, Spirit, he's going to get scythed here. Bye. 105 seconds on the sideline now. He does have buyback because he was saving up for his BKB. Now they're grateful that they put this much money on the Mukau. Cross, stunned up. Anskin thought about it. He was winding up the strike. Sides against it. He's still holding on to his BKB here. They'll just back away, heal up the guarding Greaves, and look to go again, because they've still got an 8-second window. They're not certain whether there's a buyback on the Spirit Breaker yet, because there hasn't been a hard initiation from 682. And they pressure 2 lanes now.
So
Skelly Bros down here. BKB, jump in. Avalanche there. Toby trying to escape the toss back. He's stampeded, and now he didn't get pinned to the tree, but no, the stampede's ran out and he's gone. 55 seconds on the sideline. Does have a buyback. They're trying to force it. Reincarnate goes pop. Frost gives up a life.
That was nice reaction time from Hanskin. Good lord. And then the toss out into Spear. That was pretty.
The 10-second BKB, but you got the tower, and that opens up the shrines. You know, make sure
That's
there's never a
support
chance.
Tiny, though. Like, who cares?
I mean, he cares, but he'll take it. It's a support Tiny, by the way, with BKB Echo Saber. That's the important part to highlight here.
Yeah, yeah. He's going for what's he?
Moonshard. I mean, they need the extra little bit of extra siege, right? Let's not let your Necrophos late game as your sieger. So you Wraith King, he doesn't want to be there alone. His Skelly Bros in him. He needs a protege, someone to teach the ways of ratting.
I like the Xibe TP top, and he cancels it because he realizes like giving up their position on the map right now would be super game losing. Like, why do it? Who cares about this top lane? There's nobody sieging it. The tower can defend. So he goes bot instead. I mean, they're not going to get anything from this smoke, but I like the discipline that he goes to TP, which is probably like a natural pub habit. Just habit in general, but he's like, okay, we have this position on the map. If I TP top, enemy team can fight. Like, I'm not doing that. I'd rather the tower take a little bit of damage than to give up our position. It's more important to keep our position.
Yeah, because the Tinker at this stage in the game is actually just trying to divert attention to him so the troll can be something.
It's a distraction. It's a distraction. Like, you don't want to take the distraction, which is the top lane. BSJ doesn't call it the dead lane for nothing.
Good old Brian.
Big B, that's what I call him.
Big B. I'm British, so I just go for Stewie from Family Guy.
Okay.
Call him Brian, yeah. Brian.
Do the voice. Do the voice.
Do the voices. Do the perform for me, you monkey. Hey, I'm a bird. All right, I'm not a monkey.
Oof. Holding the high ground, TFT. Nice play from them, just waiting. You just cut all the waves. You farm 3 lanes, enemy team farms 1 lane. You farm all the jungles, they farm 1 lane.
Eventually, you make a mistake, they farm your heroes.
Yeah,
but you keep farming lanes. I mean, this literally is just them waiting for Tinker to slip up, basically.
Yep, that's the unfortunate thing about playing against a Tinker, is that you basically have to just wait for him to mess up.
682. They're moving out. They see the Wraith King. Blink forward. Hex is going to be there. Hanskin could look to turn this around. The arena's going to be there. Stampede, but they're trapped inside. This is a big mistake. RP going to stand them together. The battle trust running enough damage. The Cypher's down. Then for 100 seconds, Centaur Magnus will join for 50. The buyback comes out. But Sipsap, he needs to get out of this quick. Outmanned, outgunned, outmaneuvered. He will go down 85 seconds on the sideline. And, well, you said they could hold day and night. But the moment they come out to fight, they pay a hefty price because Troll does not have buyback. Stomp. Just to save them from Frost. Buyback comes out from Magnus. They will realize very quickly at this rate that Troll does not have a buyback though because they're on the high ground. Why would a Tinker, why would the side of 682 let this happen if Troll could be back in the engagement? Frost jumps in, Inkswell's out onto Magnus. Backs away though. Be nice to get that die back, but not worth giving over your Reincarnate for it. Just get the racks instead. Link forward. Stomp, coming out. Seabed just forces spells onto him right now. Has the cheese, the BKB, has the arena in 10 seconds. Jesse, and this is going to be proc. Frost still hasn't gone down once yet. Reline looking for more. They might be able to find it. Spirit hiding. He's cowering. He's screaming for help. The help's going to come, but it's too late. He's already going to go down. Now, Reincarnate gets forced out. Spirit breaks still alive for the time being. They need to blink away. They'll be able to get Tinker back to the base, but the buyback, no. They're going to be leashed together with the Soulbind. The arena goes down as well to zone them away. They'll get the meteor racks, and because of that slight slip-off, they can't actually look to re-engage. Charge across now, looking on the Frost.
Oh, they got Tinker.
Oh, jumping. Tinker in trouble. BKB. Move forward from Hanskin. Wish. He's going to go down. He's going to have to come back with a buyback, but can he do enough? They spear him into the base to make sure that nothing can be done here by the Magnus. Now, never strike. Seabed getting low. Still has the BKB and the cheese to work with. Charge across on the Frost, but he's going to have the Reincarnate in 10 seconds. Avalanche jumping. Hanskin. If they get the toss back here, no. They get the wrong target. They'll be able to find Magnus, but they still can't get their Tinker. He stands his high ground, and he holds for the moment. The Hex is coming out on the Jesse. Necrophos. Inkswell to get him away. Spear to just zone out. Pins Troll up against his own lane. He's meant to defend it. Much easier to defend if you're stuck right next to it. Frost looking to escape. Does have the Reincarnate to work with. Stun comes out. Turns around to Spirit in the meantime. Cleaving him. Seabear. Arena in 10 seconds. These fights have been going on so long. He's going to have his ultimate again soon. They need to get him out. Wish is just being ignored right now. He needs to go back to regen very soon. And Frost still refuses to go down. Has the Reincarnate. The Death Pulse is hearing him up from Chessie the whole time through. They'll get the ranged racks and they'll back away. They give nothing for it. They charge out. Oh, this is do or die. The charge in hard from Spirit. He cancels it before he completes it. Frost is still alive. The Guardian Crews keep him up. They bait them out. No, he's going to go down. They need to get back in. The Laces just hitting onto all of them. Sips up in trouble though. The Arena's going to trap him in. There's the Scythe to work with. His Soulbind is on him. They don't disarm do enough. The BKB is going to run out. Chasing forward to the chest, but needs to TP away. He realizes with the Scythe there, they're going to throw it out. They're going to force out the battle trance and make him fight against 5. And no one is here to help because Tinker, he was still regenerating up. The GG comes out. They know it's over. You might have a Tinker, but you have no high ground left to defend.
Once again, the last sort of engagement was definitely interesting, but I don't see that as like where the game was decided. I really think that we should commend like TFT for their discipline in not just trying to siege high ground against a Tinker. Like, I think you said it at a point. They need to just wait for, like, just control the map and wait for Tinker to slip up or something like that. Like, it's literally just a hunt the Tinker game. And they did that. And they were out farming to a point where the Radiant, they had to go for a smoke out. But then they're smoking into a team that has this net worth advantage, and then they lose the game. Like, that is how all of that started. It's literally just TFT putting the game in a stalemate. All right, you want to play this Tinker game? You want a stalemate? We'll play that game. We'll out-farm you, force you to smoke out. You make a mistake. But they made a mistake because TFT forced the mistake.
Definitely. They were patient. They took their time. They just starved out the map. They realized that the Tinker was a distraction, and it was always about this troll, and he never had enough to kill them. So TFT take another victory here. They're looking pretty hot as they shift for a team that was invited directly. But don't go anywhere, guys. The match you've been waiting for comes up next. That's right, the Battle of the Streamers. Who is the best Twitch memer? Is it going to be Anti-Mage, Team Cinderin, that is, or is it going to be Team Bald, led by the Glorious Gork? Stay tuned and find out in just a few minutes.